welcome back. In this mini series, I'm showing you how I like to save seeds for my garden, which I will be using for next year in my cut flower garden, where I will be selling them at my roadside flower stand. And hi, if you're new here, my name is Kristy. I am located in Massachusetts, Zone 6A, and I had my first year at my roadside flower stand, and I'm really trying to save my own seeds so that way I can grow them come next spring and use them for my cut flowers and hopefully save a little bit of money here or there when buying seed packets. So today we are going to be saving some of my zinnia seeds. Now, there are lots of different varieties of zinnias. These ones happen to be my double raspberry ripple zinnias. They are a dwarf variety, and I really liked it to plant them around my hydrangea hedge. They are beautiful. They're a mix of like a nice raspberry pink and white. Some of them have more white, some of them are doubles. So I tried saving as many as I could, which was actually a lot because I did not use these for my cut flowers, but you can use the same process for any of your other flowers. Like I do have zinnias. I had a lot of Benary's giants. I already started sorting those and saving them for next year. And then I also had some Oklahoma and other varieties as well. So the process is going to be same regardless of which zinnia variety. Now, the reason why I am saving these ones specifically is because I had to pay, I think it was like $6 for 25 seeds, I want to say. I'm just guessing. But I started, I think, around 70 or 80 of them, and I definitely needed more, and I really wanted to save these seeds. Now, here's the thing. With zinnias, they do cross-pollinate. Now, I only have this variety up front in my front lawn. However, I did have so many different zinnia varieties in my backyard, and they're so close together. So they could cross-pollinate, so we'll see. It might not be true to the mother plant. I might get some fun varieties out of it, but I am thinking that if I at least, I mean, if you could see how many flower heads I have to process, it is crazy, that most of them would be some variety of a dwarf. So regardless, I just really like the white and pink. We'll see how it is. It's going to be a nice fun experiment to see how much are kind of like the true colors that I am looking for. But right now they are actually just drying on my grow rack right now. I have them on top of my heat mat with some wax paper or parchment paper. I can't remember what I have. They've been there for a few weeks now. They're nice and crispy, easy to pull off. I have a lot to process, but we're just going to do a few together. And again, you can do this same exact process for any type of zinnia. So if you're not aware, every petal is going to have a seed attached to it. It's like this really cool arrow-like seed. They come in all different colors. And the way that you can tell that they are viable is if you give them a good squish. If you feel that there is something like a nice substance in it and they're hard, that means that they will be viable for next year. Now, if you find they're a little bit flimsy, they don't have any substance to them, they most likely won't be viable, but you can still go ahead and save it if you just want to go and test it out. You can direct sow these, and you can definitely winter sow these. I had amazing results winter sowing. I will definitely be doing this again. For my cut flower garden, I found that they bloomed earlier, and not only that, but they did not have any powdery mildew. Even though they were right next to all my other zinnias, they were just like phenomenal. They were just great producers. I think it was like the early bird variety. I got it at probably some big box store. They were great. I will definitely be doing some winter sowing, or you can go and start them indoors. So there's 3 different ways to do it. But if you're not sure, just keep them, and then you can always just try it out. Sometimes I like to put 2 seeds per cell when I'm starting them indoors, just in case if one I feel like it's like a little I'm not sure. At least I'll have a good strong one in there with it. Now, when you're harvesting zinnias, I like to make sure they are nice and crispy like this. I got them after my first frost, and they're pretty toast. So they should be nice and fully brown, brittle. It'll make it so much easier. I do have some with a little bit of a pink tinge to it. And as you can see with the raspberry ripple, it does have these singles. So the singles were white with like a little stripe of pink down the middle. So I might try and separate these as best as I can, but I mean, they're gonna be cross-pollinate anyways. And these were the doubles. So the singles versus the doubles right here. Again, all from the same variety. But I made sure I saved everything. And then if you just go ahead and you pluck one off, and these seeds are, I found to be a lot smaller than your other ones. But here is the seeds right here. So this is what you're going to be looking for. Now you have a few options. You can keep the petal on if you would like. I like to take them off, but what I probably will do today is pull all of them off, and then, like I said, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna pan actually right now and show you what it looks like. There are so many to process, and yes, I am going to go through all of them because like I said, I really want a lot. I also want to plant these at the school that I work at. I think it will make a really nice border. And since I have so many of them in zinnias, I did in my greenhouse. They're a little bit flimsy at first, but they did rebound. I definitely want to do some for the school that I work at because I do like to add flowers to the garden that we have. So yeah, so I can either just go ahead and pluck them all off, and then I have, like I said, I have bowls, and I have bowls and plates that I can let them dry out on, or I can pluck them off one by one as I'm going along. It's kind of like what I'm in the mood for. I did celosia this morning, so definitely check out that video. And then today it'll probably be just zinnias for the rest of the day. And then next weekend we have a lot. I still have gomphrena, dahlias, black-eyed Susan, sunflowers, marigolds, you name it. I probably got it. So we have a lot to go on. But it's good because we're not in the garden anymore and it's freezing outside, so I kind of don't want to go out there anyways. All right, so back to the zinnias. You want to make sure they're nice and brittle like this. And as I said, the seeds will look like little arrowheads. The Benry's Giants ones will be a little bit bigger. You can also find sometimes some seeds, oh boy, they're going all over, that are not attached to the petal. I'm going to try and find one for you. And they are teeny. Let me see if I can get it stuck to my finger. So here is another zinnia seed. It is actually not stuck to the petal. It's like in the big, it is, sorry, I don't know the correct terms, but it's right here in this cone. So you can find seeds there as well. So it just depends on how much you want, but there's definitely a difference in size. So here are the two zinnias. So here is from the cone, and this is from, and I have found that I've always saved them just from the petals, but definitely collect those as well, like I said, especially if you're just scattering them. Everything has a great fair chance. So zinnias, like I said, also they can cross-pollinate, so just know they might not be the same as the mother plant, but you never know, you might get some really cool, fun variety, and you can save that one and then use that for next year and have your own special zinnia breed. So we're gonna separate these. I'm going to actually let them dry for a few more days, probably until next weekend. I find that I have more time in the mornings when I'm enjoying some coffee and everyone's still sleeping. I can separate them. And then once I feel like they are dry enough or I have time, what I like to do is save them in these seed envelopes right here. You don't have to have anything too fancy like this. You can even save it in a glass jar if you would like, or I've seen people save them in a shoebox, or a brown paper bag works just as well. Especially if you want to direct sow them, you can actually just leave them like this in a brown paper bag and then just crinkle them over the area that you desire to have some zinnias, and that works perfectly fine as well. I have done it all three ways, so I've had great luck either way. Direct sowing though, sometimes a little iffy because we do have a lot of little chipmunks and squirrels that do like to eat everything, like my sunflower seeds, which I now know that those have to be started indoors. So anyways, I like to save them in here. You can get ones with just no writing as well. I'll just write that they're zinnias, the type when I harvested them. And then I also like to store them in here too. So especially small ones like the zinnias or the celosia, anything I can feel like might escape this a little bit, or they might go all over the place, my coneflower especially, I'll let them really dry out. I'll put them in this baggie right here and then insert this in here just as some extra protection. And then you want to make sure you store them in a cool, dry, dark place. I like to put mine in my binder back here. It has some little seed packets, and then I will store that in a closet or in a cabinet that I have downstairs or in the basement. Entryway is also a good place too. So let's start getting some zinnia seeds. All right, here is a handful of my zinnias. As you can see, I really like this pink and white. So these are the doubles. And then here is a nice example of the singles. So you can take flower petal seeds from, look at that, just fell right off, from the flower petal. If I can get it to focus. Or, I'm going to just put it in here for now. You can take some seeds from the center cone. My hands are super duper dry, but there's all these little seeds as well that you can see. Whoop, just bouncing all over the place. So here are 2 other seeds from the center cone that you can also be saving. Those in there, and that is going to be a fun project to do when the kids are sleeping. So let's just pick a few together. So we have our single petals right here, and they literally just fall out. So I'm not gonna really go through right now and separate them, but here are my zinnia seeds. I'm just gonna chuck them in there. And then I'm going to also, I wanna see if you can see all these. So these right here are all seeds as well. So you can even just blow on them gently if you're outside, and that is another good way of separating them instead of just hand picking them. So I'm just gonna put all those in there, and I'm going to keep every seed as possible. Like, look, here's so many. Because these are expensive, and I really would like to have a lot of them. So I will just discard them here. And this is why if you're direct seeding, you can just leave them as is. But these seeds, again, it's a dwarf variety. They're going to be a lot smaller than I noticed in my Bennery's Giants. So I'm just going to pluck these off and drop them in. And then I will sort these another day because I don't have time for that. So we can just do this. But I just wanted to show you what the seeds look like. Like, look at all of these. How great is that? And this is why seed saving is so much fun, because you're going to get hundreds, if not thousands, with the amount that I saved compared to buying them again and again. Now, again, they're not going to be true to the parent, just because I do have so many different zinnias. But yeah, simple enough, right? And I can even just go and put this in a brown paper bag too. But I will sort these eventually. I just am going through them right now because I really want them to dry out. But look, they just crumble, 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 crumble. All right, let's do a few more and we're gonna call it a day on the zinnias. Here's another double. They're so pretty. I was contemplating if I wanted to save the singles, but I do like the pop of white. The doubles were more pink with a little bit of white, but the singles were mostly white. Like, here's a nice little petal, for instance. They're beautiful with my white pufferfish hydrangeas. All right, and so I know that's just creating more work, but yeah, we'll go through all of this, or I can even just put this in a brown paper bag and sort them when it comes time to seed starting. All right, and that concludes the video for today on this mini series of seed saving. We went through some of the zinnias. As you can see, I have a lot of work. I might not separate them totally, but save them in a brown paper bag. And then, you know what, I can do this over the next few months. I don't start my zinnias until April or May, so I have plenty of time to sift through them, especially when we have like our winter break coming up in a few weeks, and then, you know, snow days, weekends, stuck inside. This will just keep me nice and busy. So if you found that helpful, make sure you click like and subscribe and hit that bell button, so then that way you can stay tuned with the other seeds that I will be saving over the next few weeks. And until next time, happy gardening. Bye.